Everybody, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome to our podcast.
Sisters Across the Pond. So thank you for joining us and listening to us. We'd like to start by just saying whatever we discuss, our words, our spoken words, that they just come from a genuine, grounded place of kindness.
So with that being said, let's just take a moment to pause. Take a deep breath in. Relax the shoulders. Release the breath. And let's just be.
Beautiful. And this is episode number 6. Can't believe episode 6. We're calling this one 2 Big Moves.
What kind of moves, I hear you ask?
I don't know.
So, yeah, obviously, I am here in Canada.
Where are you? Sorry?
I'm in Canada. It's also known as Canada.
Map, please.
Sorry, I need to put my teeth in.
Katie doesn't know where she lives right now.
I don't. But on a quick kind of side note, I often like to mispronounce words, which drives Liam, my husband, bonkers. Mm-hmm. And a couple nights ago, we were watching Snatch. And, you know, there's a part in the movie where he's like, I'll just get my binoculars. And I went, is this where I get it from? Is this where it all started? I was given permission to just take liberties with whatever words. And it stuck. So, yes, here I am in Canada. Alberta, Canada.
You could start a new trend off there, Katie.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll catch on.
Oh, you never know. And obviously, you have moved from Manchester to Scotland and back again. So 2 big moves just for you. But in general, 2 pretty big moves for both of us. So why Scotland? What drew you to Scotland?
Love, love, love.
All you need is love. Thank you.
Yeah. My husband drew me up there, and it's funny because go back up to visit, still have friends up there. So I went all the way up to Stonehaven. So it wasn't just a little hop over into Scotland from England. It was like right up opposite side of the country. So I went from the northwest of England up to the northeast of Scotland, to a lovely little seaside town, Stonehaven. Beautiful. Piece of my heart, it still belongs there because I get there and visit, and I step out the car and it's just like, I'm home. You know, it's like, and it's just so lovely up there. I've still got friends up there, and so I do love it up there. But the draw of family brought me back. So, I mean, we had another interim move as well in somewhere else in Scotland, but which wasn't as successful.
No, but you know, that's life, isn't it? It's good, it's bad, it's up, it's down.
Yeah, it's a bit of a life is a roller coaster, just gotta ride it.
Oh, modern day references. Yeah.
Okay, so that's not modern day. Well, probably for us, it's modern day. I would say that was probably about 15 years ago, if not longer.
Potentially, yeah. I must say, though, I have some pretty good memories of coming up to visit Stonehaven. It is a beautiful part of the world. And if you do have a chance just to have a quick Google, because we can't visit places right now, definitely go on and have a little look at Stonehaven in Aberdeenshire.
And what you will find, though, if you do that, is you'll find out all about the Fireballs Festival. So it's a big pagan festival where they cast out the evil spirits. That's what it was based on all those years ago, and they still do it. And they swing fireballs down the street and then take them all the way back up again, and then cast them and throw them into the harbour. And it's just something that's been done. They used to, obviously, they did it like hundreds of years ago, and then they brought it back. They had a big gap, and then obviously some people found out that this is what they used to do and thought, well, why don't we bring it back? So I don't know how long ago that was. I'm sure it'll all be on the internet. But yeah, it's a great festival, and people come far and wide to come and watch it. Obviously, it wasn't on last year, but hopefully it'll be back on again soon.
I remember you luring me to one New Year's Eve celebration with the promise of the Red Hot Chili Peppers playing, because the previous year they'd had Breakfast Club, Simple Minds. They had played there downtown, and so Laura's like, Red Hot Chili Peppers are going to be there. And I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Completely misunderstood what Laura actually said, which was the Red Hot Chili Pipers, the bagpipe band. And I'm like, this is amazing. I'm going to watch the Chili's. Nope. No, you didn't, Katie. But you watched some good pipers. Thankfully, I enjoy bagpipe music. But
yeah, that was really funny. They had Deacon Blue as well on one year as well. But it's such a small little seaside town. I think it's got a population of about 12,000. So it's only a tiny little harbour town, but just beautiful. It really is. And they put on this massive event for Hogmanay, and everyone is just super friendly, and it starts at midnight. So you have your own little gatherings in your own homes, and then everybody spills out onto the streets and gathers up down near the harbour, and you just speak to everybody. And then on the way back, you go in people's houses and get soup and drinks, and it's just lovely. Oh, not forgetting the fireworks. So obviously I cry every year when I used to see the fireworks. Something magical about that, isn't there?
I'm just reminiscing about, the fireworks are magical because you're all stood at the harbour, and it's the fireworks off the side of the cliff, and it's just
and the snow.
Stunning.
Do you remember that year?
It snowed.
Well.
Oh, it did.
It snowed when all the fireworks were going off, and me and you were just like.
I'm choking back the tears with a cup of tea. I will not be beaten. But just remember when we used to be able. Just remember when we used to be able to go into each other's homes.
I know.
The memories. Yeah. But other sad memories of Stonehaven was that fateful day where we had a walk along the seaside, and we stopped into the gorgeous little ice cream shop, Auntie Betty's, shout out.
Auntie Betty's amazing.
Yeah, and we're there. Oh, delightful ice cream. Picture this, listeners, if you will. I am there with my precious ice cream in a lovely cone with lots of candy or sweeties on top and a nice chunky flake. Now, I'm one of those people who likes to squish my flake through the ice cream so I can eat the treat, and then, surprise, chocolate at the end. And on this particular day, I was just pushing the flake into the ice cream, but I did it at the wrong angle, and it fell all the way to the ground. And as I was contemplating the 5-second rule, the seagulls descended. It was a sad moment in my life.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that as if it was yesterday. That was so funny. But yeah, you've got to be quick. There's no messing about there. You know, the seagulls will get you.
They will. They will.
And they were no ordinary seagulls either. They were enormous. They were like as big as a 5-year-old. Do you know? They were just like that.
Absolutely
they were
enormous.
Ready to attack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And for Betty's ice cream, yeah. I've seen many people have their because there's the Bay chip shop as well next door,
of course.
Many people have had their chips stolen and ice cream stolen, and
I was going to say,
you've got to learn
remember
how to protect your food.
Yeah, I remember getting chips as well, and we sat in the car and watched. It was a bit of a rough day that as well. The sea was pretty wild. Yeah, no, some really lovely memories of Stonehaven. Yeah.
And well, that's it. We had loads of visitors. I mean, loads of family and loads of friends, and everybody used to come up and visit. And sometimes at New Year, it was like, right, where we're going to put everybody. It's coming up to stay. Where we're going to put everybody. But we always managed, and you always do. You know, family don't care where they end up like sleeping. But it was. We had a couple of fab years where we had loads of people up as well, didn't we? Do you know? And obviously, because Donald's family was up there, and like friends up there, and so some of the parties that we had were really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely fond memories. Like I say, it does feel like home. So that was my big move. So that was probably about 12 years ago. 2009 it was when I left. July, and then a couple of years after that, you decided to emigrate over. Over the water.
Over the water.
Liam.
To Canada. Yeah.
Alberta.
Yeah. Alberta, Canada. For those who actually speak English, that's Alberta, Canada. So Liam kind of did uni, computer game design, big old nerd, bless him. And it was kind of a strange time then, because he really tried his hardest to find work. And like, I remember after he'd finished uni, like he couldn't even get a job in like Asda, which is the Walmart of the UK. And one of the options we'd kind of been discussing, because his parents lived here, were, you know, maybe we'll come and check out Canada and see what opportunities are like there. And thankfully he was able to get a pretty good job. He teaches here. So we figured we'd come out. And honestly, I think in our heads, we thought we were going to be here like 12 months, 2 years, and be like, whatever. But no, we're still here 7, almost 8 years later. And I think I mentioned in a previous episode, if you've not listened, go back and have a listen. But I kind of talked about how it's taken a while to make friends, because it's just not quite as easy to do when you're a grown person. What that's about, I don't know. But obviously I found a good group of friends here within my like yoga community. But weirdly enough, I also have friends from home who live in Canada. I have a friend that I went to school with, Steve. Hello. He actually lived not far from me for a while, and now just lives a little closer to the border of the States. And then I've got another friend who I've mentioned previously, Andy, who lives over in Ontario. So yeah, it's a weird, big little world. But I do sometimes think Mum probably would have preferred to have raised some more dependent kids, because we all kind of just upped and moved and was like, yeah, I'm going out doing this.
Yeah. But then, you know, obviously all our family, I'll say all, nearly all of our family live within like 3 miles of each other down here. And there's a lot of us. There's an awful lot of us. And I think, I mean, I moved to Stonehaven, and then from Stonehaven I moved down to just south of Glasgow. And unfortunately that didn't work for numerous reasons. That didn't work for us as a family. So we decided to come back to Greater Manchester. And I think if we would have been in Stonehaven, we would have stayed. I think I would still be there now. But being in Glasgow, coming further south, so from a 6-hour journey, cut down to that 3-hour journey, that kind of draw a bit closer to home was there for me. So, and support as well, you know, having family and friends support really sort of like drove me to come back home.
Yeah. And talking of like that kind of drive, you know, everywhere here is a really big drive. I haven't quite found that bug yet. Like I still look at a journey and I'm like, oh gosh, you know, it's an hour away. Like, and for us, if we back home, if we were to drive an hour, well, you could almost be in another country. You know,
you'd be in Wales.
You could be in Wales, yeah. So here it's like, oh, should we go to Canmore for a coffee? And that's like a good 45-minute drive. And it's like, oh, that's so far away. But people here are kind of like, they don't hesitate to drive for 12 hours or more, you know, and it's just not even a thought. It's just like, yeah, I'm just going to drive to such and such a lake. And I'm like, oh, where's that? I've not heard of it, you know, thinking it's just close by. And they're like, yeah, it's in BC. I'll set off then and I'll get there 16 hours later. And I'm like, you're going to do the whole thing in one go? You know, I'll pull over, maybe sleep in the car. Everyone sleeps in the cars. Like, it's like this kind of, well, I'm not going to pay to stay in a B&B. And I'm like, I would.
There's bears.
Yeah. The bears aren't going to get, well, that's a lie, actually. I've seen videos on YouTube of bears, like, getting their way into cars.
Oh, yeah.
So
just sniff that food out, yeah.
Yeah. But no, people don't mind the driving. But I'll tell you one thing that has really changed for me. People that do actually know me know that I was always late for everything in my life because I rightly or wrongly assumed everything was 15 minutes away. Never was. Nothing ever was 15 minutes away. So I was always late.
Just talking about this the other day. I said 10 minutes when Katie thinks everything's 10 minutes because Donald was looking at different areas around down here and he's like, where's like such and such place? I went, oh, if you ask Katie, it's 10 minutes away.
My friends,
it's quite funny.
Yeah, friends who would have to tell me that we were going out at times much earlier than we actually were. Thanks, Emma. She would always tell me that, you know, just get to my house for 6. You know, we need to be there at 6:30, and I'd be like, right, okay. And then I'd get there at like 6:30, and she'd be like, well, don't worry, we don't need to be there till 7. And I'm like, ha, your cunning plan worked. But
funny you should say that because I did that to one of the guests at our wedding. I gave them the wrong time on the invite, so theirs was printed separately than everybody else's to make sure that they didn't arrive late.
I was staying with you. We was in the same bedroom.
No, it wasn't yours.
No,
wasn't yours.
No, good.
You didn't have the responsibility of getting yourself there, so that's why
that's true. That's true.
Somebody else was in charge.
Yeah. But here, I'm early for everything. I'm early for everything because I'm like, oh, everything's so far away. And so like my life has kind of done this weird kind of like flip. No more lateness, always early. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like it.
Yeah, but I suppose if like your vast majority of friends are like your yoga community, you can't just go hi into a yoga class, can you?
No.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So
Just sit outside and wait for the next one. But no, we have moved a lot. We have moved a lot in our life. Like small moves, I can't even think how many houses I've actually lived in. So it's interesting because I don't really have connection to a property in that sense. I've never been like, oh my gosh, this is my home. Like home really for me is the people, the feeling. Yeah, if that makes sense.
yeah, not the bricks and mortar. And it's funny you should say that, Katie, because I'm chasing that all the time. I'm chasing that feeling.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm always chasing that feeling. Where I say like Stonehaven. I mean, I moved up there and in the town, which is, I can't remember, 1.5 miles from one side to the other. And, I moved 3 times there.
Yeah, you did.
But the last house before we left Stonehaven was the one thing that was stopping us from moving back up there. Because
you did
I
all
wanted
work.
that house, but we renovated that house, and I kind of like poured everything into it, and we called it that fatal mistake of forever home, and then I lived in it fully renovated, finished everything.
20 minutes,
maybe half an hour later, we were up for sale. No, it was just under a year, and it was on. We lived in it, finished before we put it on the market, probably about 7 months.
Yeah.
But so that would probably, as an adult owning my own home, that would probably be the one
closest
that but I think that's because I renovated it, took down all the walls and everything else and did all that. So I think that's probably why I spent so much time pouring into the design, the layout and everything else. That's probably why that I had most connections with that house. But having said that, I'm always trying to I'm chasing that. It's like to set down roots, because I think that's something that's been said in yoga a lot. And I actually say it a lot in my classes that I deliver as well, right? Okay, like let's set down our roots, let's become grounded, and I take that to the outer body, that I want to create this space, this home, these connections to a home. And I think that's probably why it's taken us so long to try and find somewhere down here, because it's never been quite right.
Not quite right.
And we've just bought a house that we can renovate.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I've always chased that. I've always chased that place, that home. And I think maybe that might go back to, our parents, for everybody out there that know us, our parents split up when we were children.
Yeah.
And I think maybe, I don't know, whether something going deep, if you stripped everything back, maybe that, we were that kind of like up sticks and go, without going too deep into the ins and outs of, because that's nothing, there's nothing to do with us, was it, the parents splitting up?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
I'm glad they did, rather than live something that they don't want to live a life that they don't want to live.
Absolutely.
But maybe that had something to do with it. Do you know?
I was going to say a similar thing, because our life kind of got uprooted fairly early. I was 7 at the time, roughly. And you just, you don't realize those kind of effects it does have on you. Obviously, I'm pretty big into self-discovery and like development and things like that, and I'm constantly exploring my personality. Where do these things come from? And you know, as much as I don't want to hand over some of that power from me to those aspects of my life, it is probably where a lot of stuff that has formed who I am now, obviously, kind of came from. So I wonder,
it's interesting to explore that, because, like I say, you know, I recognised that in me a couple of years ago, which was that I'm always like chasing that hope. Yeah. So you never know. I may find it one day. Although I
and maybe that's
because it's
exhausting. Yeah, not the biggest fan of the actual move.
No,
it's hard work, and you know, people say they'll help you move, and then they get into a car accident. Phil. Our wonderful father, I suppose, really, even though he's our technically stepfather. Phil, for many years, was a fireman, and one of the times we moved home, thankfully, it was literally around the corner.
No.
Was that not when he? Was that the previous? That was his finger.
When we all moved.
Wow, that was way back then. When was that? That was like 90s.
I was 15. I think I was 50. Oh, shh. Just giving away my age there. Shh, Katie. Yeah, I was about 15, 14 or 15 at the time. And it was like the day before he was in an accident in the fire engine.
In the fire engine, yeah. So responding to a hoax call, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it was something like that.
Yeah, because it got concussion, so we couldn't do anything. So convenient. I had the day off school to do the move. I'm like, fridge freezers, washing machines.
No, it was the next move where he had to have an operation. Yeah. So he couldn't.
We walked around for the next move. Oh, we've had that many, haven't we? Oh, goodness me.
No, they all start to blend together. Oh my gosh, I remember when Phil was in hospital in Birmingham and we drove down. Oh, that's when we went through McDonald's drive-through.
Oh, yeah.
And you were ordering, and I'm like, oh, just get me some pancakes and syrup. And you're like, yeah. And they said, how many pancakes do you want? And I'm like, well, do they not just give you the same amount? I'm like, there's usually just like 3 in there, isn't there? And she's like, yeah. And then they gave us 3 meals. Didn't even question how expensive it was.
No.
Keeping them warm. Yeah. Keeping them warm under the heater.
Oh yeah.
Just keep eating.
Yeah.
Just keep eating. Yeah, and then you're reversing down a dual carriageway. Safety first.
There, we missed the turning.
Yeah. Oh, and then Mum pulled in right after us. We were like, uh-oh.
She didn't see that manoeuvre, did she?
Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, then there was when you moved, in one of your moves in Stonehaven, you couldn't do anything because you were pregnant, but you couldn't really tell anyone. So
I know, but
you just told Mum, didn't you?
I had to tell the folks because I needed somebody on my team, really, because I have always been very hands-on when moving house, lifting heavy furniture and stuff like that. Yeah, I've always just helped out and got stuck in. So for me not to do that would have been just like a big, like, why is she not doing anything?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? type of thing. So I did. I mean, I think I was 5 weeks pregnant at the time.
Yeah,
with
it's very
Leo,
early on.
very early. So I was like, right,
So
Mom,
funny.
you're going to have to help me out with this move. And she's like, why? I said, well, because I'm pregnant. And she was like, what? So I said, you just have to keep throwing me cushions so I can move those about. I said, but I can't be lifting the sofas or the washing machines or anything like that. So she's like, right. So she was obviously a big beaming smile over their faces for the whole of the time. But it was funny because Donald's brother helped us with the move. We were like, he's going to be really mad with me because I've just been like, oh, just put it here. And I'm like not doing anything, standing with my hands on my hips, bossing everyone around.
Oh, just to the left a bit. Yeah. Oh no, back to the right. Yeah.
Can you just go and get me that? Oh, can you just go and that? Can you just... Yeah. No.
Oh dear.
We actually brought it up with him. I can't remember when. Later on, I think when we'd told him that we were expecting, and we said like, did you not like think that something was weird that Laura wasn't doing anything when we moved house? He was like,
nah, she's a princess.
Right. So yeah, so that was
yeah. And then for me, well, you know, I am kind of a hoarder. That's, you know, I have a lot of things, and I keep saying, like, every time someone's like, I buy something, and I'll be like, I need to stop taking things into the house, and I need to start taking things out. I need to clear some things away. But I am like, I will attach meaning to anything. So the process of kind of packing my life into really 2 suitcases and a carry-on was quite difficult. And one of the things that I find the funniest is that I have stuff still now that I don't even touch, because really here, like, I had so many pairs of high heels, and I have never worn any since moving to Canada. I took a pair with me to Vegas and put them on, walked down the hallway in the hotel and said, nope, can't do this anymore. Went back and grabbed some flats. So, but I still have a bunch because, you know, I can't bear to part with them. Maybe I'll find someone to give them to. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm the same. I mean, I've got heaps and heaps of pairs of high heels. I mean, that was me before. I had Leo before I became a mum. I was always in like matching shoes and handbag and high heels. This and high heels. I always had heels on. I never wore flats. And then since having Leo, it's like very rarely see me in heels. I mean, even. And the times when we can go out and stuff like that, I'll probably opt for a pair of boots rather than a pair of heels.
Same.
So
I got, it was probably about 2 years ago now where I just opted for comfort in life. Yeah. Life's too short to be uncomfortable. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I get that totally.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so two big moves for us.
Yeah.
Two big moves. And it's just next big move you'll do, Katie's coming home.
Yeah, you never know.
We always go on at you to come home every time you come home.
That's true. That's very true.
And that's the funny thing about big moves is you're confused where your home is, I think.
Yeah.
Because when you say home, you think here in the UK, probably.
Yeah.
But your home
whenever I talk about home. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm going home. And it's like, but you are home. Yeah, I know. I'm going home because that's my home. Yeah. I was always the same. I was always a little bit confused at home, which is also another thing that probably we could do with a bit of self-discovery on.
The use of the word home. Yeah. And what home really means.
What does it represent to you?
It's back to
You
that.
know, I'm still
being-
chasing these roots, this home.
Yeah.
Although I am back home now, so maybe I'll stop.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, that feels like
Aw,
a good place
yeah.
to
Yeah,
stop
definitely.
today. Ah,
Oh,
well then, it was a lovely little chat about moving. Surprisingly, not much singing, just a few. But I'll take the opportunity to say, see you, love you, bye.
See you, love you, bye.
Mwah.
Mwah.